Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Eastern Caribbean. That's Saba right there. We're on our way down into St. Kitts out of San Juan. Here in the ATR 72. Haven't really done that in a while. I had the urge to hop in the ATR today, so I did. And yeah, so far so good. Should be a pretty cool approach. These evening approaches are really kind of neat. Top of descent is sort of guesswork in this airplane, so I don't really give it much credence, but got it set up. 48 miles from the SKB VOR. Try to keep that speed pegged at 240. Alright. Let's see here. Approach TPK. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. 1009. QNH Windsor 350 at 5. No gusts. So I had kind of an interesting thing that I did yesterday. I went to fly my real airplane for the first time in quite a while. Probably about 2 months. Just been working a lot, been very busy, so I haven't really had any time to get out to the airport. My local airport's 45 minutes away from my house. The weather at my house is often quite different than it is at the airport, so it's not unheard of to head out there and wind up having slightly different weather. Than there was when I left, which can be a pain, you know, when you're trying to get a flight in. So anyway, I headed out there, and I'm gonna go into VNAV mode now. So I headed out there yesterday, and it's kind of weird when, like, if you haven't flown in a while. Take a quick look out here, out the left side there. Save a cool picture right there. I think it's only natural to kind of feel like a little bit unsure of, you know, yourself, I guess. And so it was a dead calm day, wind literally zero wind, and which actually sometimes isn't the best for flying. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a wind. Set checklist, FWS recall. So anyway, went out, did some air work, some steep turns, and let's see, decision height on this approach is 1270. This is one of those kind of weird approaches where it's very, very high MPA. It's like 1,000 feet above the runway. And anyway, nailed 1270 right in the nose there. So I was kind of, you know, a little bit unsure of myself, maybe. And I almost brought my GoPro, and I was gonna do a video and put it on here, and like, show you guys that I can actually fly an airplane. And I wish I had, because, and so one of the things I've been thinking about is like, is there any value in flight simming? In terms of real aviation, and I've always thought there is, because it is, if for nothing else, it just keeps your head in the game. Keeps your aviation brain engaged. Sync, it's traffic. Executive Eagle 5452 is 25 miles to the northwest. Inbound runway 7. Sync hits. And I just always thought at least it gives you, like, keeps you engaged, keeps your mind in the flying game, as it were. And yesterday was proof positive of that. There's that's a great airport. That's Statia, CE Statius. And anyway, I had the 3 most beautiful landings that I have ever had. Literally the 3 most beautiful landings I've ever had. Yesterday, it was just absolute money. Alright, seatbelts and landing lights are on. Altimeter's at 5,000 feet. Cabin altitude is going down. It was just, I mean, literally, so the first land, I did 3 landings, so I wanted to get my 90-day, currency for carrying passengers. So for the FAA, if you have a pilot's license, you have to do 3 takeoffs and landings every 90 days in order to maintain currency to carry passengers. So they want, if you're gonna be flying people around, just your friends, your family, whatever, they at least want you to have like some level of like recent experience, that you're not gonna scare anybody. And so I wanted to get, look at that. So I wanted to get those 3 landings in. First one came in, I mean, it was just beautiful. First notch of flaps, 15 degrees of flaps. Bring in some power here so that I can keep it at 170. The first one was just, I mean, squeak squeak. It was just so nice. Second one was equally as beautiful. I didn't quite have my pattern squared out, and so I wasn't particularly pleased with that. And I landed a little bit long. So the third one, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this right on, get my pattern squared away correctly, and just put this right on, 2 whites, 2 reds, and the pappies, and put it right on the 1,000-foot markers, and I just absolutely nailed it. I mean, and when I'm talking like just these, the stalled landing from like 6 inches off the ground, where you literally, it just goes squeak squeak as the two main tires hit. It was just unbelievable. So really what it did was, you know, having not been in the airplane for that period of time, what it really did is just reinforce for me the fact that there's value in doing this. Is it a substitute for being in an actual airplane? No, it's not. But is there value in it as a pilot? The answer to that is yes. So I was really pleased with that yesterday. So, St. Kitts traffic, Executive Eagle 5452, 10-mile left base runway 07, St. Kitts. So, it's a little bit different of an approach because there's a, it's a 3.5 degree glide slope. A little different than your standard glide slope. Steeper. And this is the SLH Sim Designs version of this airport, which is just absolutely gorgeous. They did an amazing job. So you guys get to see that. But yeah, I just had a really cool time yesterday. So, pull out some power here. Let's go. Notify the cabin crew. Go. View down. Once we hit Amida here, we'll go flaps 30. What are we doing here? It's clearly not ready yet for waypoint. Everything's good. So. St. Kitts traffic, Executive Eagle 5452, 5-mile final runway 7. St. Kitts. Alright. There's that. I'll go gear all the way down. Autopilot away. Yo, dog, dampener away. My airplane. And I think a lot of it yesterday was just from being like, you know, everything was still so intuitive in terms of like, you know, pitch and power adjustments for speed and altitude and such. It was just very, very comfortable. Really nice flight. So I'm switching to, I don't really watch the...
Approaching minimum. Minimum.
The system glide slope here because I know it's not right, so I'm continuing. So I'm just gonna keep, just gonna go via the PAPIs here. I can tell I'm getting close, so we'll get a red light here soon. There we go, I knew it was getting close. Now we'll come back to about 500 feet a minute. That's looking much better.
500.
Alright. Surprised I haven't got the second red yet, but I haven't. And we're getting a little high now.
200.
There we go. Power's coming out.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Did this to me earlier today on a landing. It was really... I mean, there's barely any wind. And it just about tipped right over. So, I mean, probably would have helped if I had had a better crosswind correction in, but that's alright. So, this is such a cool airport. So that's that. So I flew into, what did I fly into before? I flew into VC Bird, Antigua, and it was a bit more of a crosswind in that case than it was on this flight, but it was really squirrely, the ground handling. It just about tipped it right over, and we're talking like 7 knots, I think it was. It wasn't anything big. It was exactly 7 knots, as a matter of fact. I've got it written down. And this was 5 knots. I mean, it certainly shouldn't have done that, but it did. So that's where they want me at. That's alright. Alright, go on the parking brake here. And go up top. Put the prop brake on. If I can find the button. For some reason, it's not going to let me put the prop brake on. Oh, maybe. So, whatever, for whatever reason, I can't put the prop brake on. That's just gonna have to be the end of it today. Shut down. And turn these off, turn taxi lights off. And yeah, you guys should definitely check out this airport, and hope you enjoyed the flight.